Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Euro Men Sessions. And tonight we have a wonderful guest with us. And also we have our European Men's Commission leaders, Brother Kelly from somewhere north, Brother Che from somewhere east. And we're excited that you've decided to be able to join us tonight. And we'll start off just with a quick announcement. Our next Iron Man meeting. This is a big Zoom meeting with all men's leaders across Europe. That is July the 15th. That's a Tuesday. And that will start at 1900 Great Britain time, 2000 Vienna time, and then 21 Eastern European time. And during this meeting, we're going to have the men's leaders from Greece, the men's leaders from England, and also Brother Zumar will be with us back again. And we'll be highlighting those specific men's ministries in the European region and getting some tips and tricks from them. And so that should be a really exciting time. Make sure you put that on your calendar. That's July the 15th on a Tuesday. So that's coming up in about 1 month. But tonight, Brother Che, won't you tell our listeners who our special guest is?
Well, greetings. Our special guest is Brother Jaromír Žumár. He's from the Czech Republic, from Prague, and he has been pastoring the church tremendously, and the church has been growing. So we are so excited to have him with us.
Thank you for inviting me for this wonderful event.
It's great to have you with us, Brother Zumar. And we have just a few questions that we want to ask you specifically about men's ministry. So first of all, if you just want to share with us how you started men's ministry on a local level, what was it that caused you to do that, and kind of the beginnings of it?
I must say that it wasn't me, in fact, starting the men's ministry in the Prague church, because when I came to church, it was Brother Roger Buckland pastoring the church back then. And in that early years, there was very strong ladies ministry going on. And I know that Brother Buckland started also like once or twice a year special meetings for men, which were, I remember just listening also some special tapes of Brother Mangan teaching on specific subjects, just particular for men, what the men are struggling quite a lot and stuff like that. So it was good to spend some time with him and under his ministry, and also to see other brothers coming, and we were able to translate for them, for those who didn't understand English. And it was this was like the initial introduction to men's ministry for me, when I was not in the leadership position yet back then. But when I started pastoring, it took a while, because our congregation during those years were fairly small, and we had quite a lot of ladies, more than men. And it took a few years before we have put a group together where we have starting. I must say, I always had on mind a special program which I was able to attend in United States under the Gail and Thompson ministry. It's called Men Up Adventures, where I spent few days in South Dakota with a lot of men. We were hiking together and been taught on specific subjects, how to reject passivity, how to accept responsibility, and how to be a man. I mean, like be victorious in our lives. And it's been a wonderful experience for me, and I wanted to somehow replicate in Czech Republic. And I remember one summer putting together maybe 8 or 10 men. We were going out in the countryside, spent evening and slept overnight together in a cabin, and then we walked. Not difficult, because some of the men who were with us were not physically so much able to cover big distances or great elevation. So I was looking for very reasonable or moderate route for them, and we just walked few hundred meters. Then we just stopped and sat on the corner of the road and had this little teaching on specific subject. And finally, when we finished all the subjects and got back for lunch and then back home for grilling at the cabin, it's been a wonderful time of very close sharing between men from their pasts, from their failures, and after some victories, testimonies, and prayers. It was very, very good. And I sometimes, when I meet some men who were attending this particular event, they always reminded me that it really infected them. Unfortunately, from that moment, we lost a few men from the church, so we have not been strong in the capacity of men. So I was not able to do it again, or I wanted maybe to do like an upgrade teaching or something, but it just showed me that it is something very important what we can do for men. Just find something what can everybody join, walk for a mile or 2 or 3 and just spend time together and be taught the great principles for their lives, how to become better husbands and better workers at their job sites, or better in their ministry. And it was really encouraging for me and also for them. So the time moved from that moment a little bit, and now we are getting in church a lot of, I would say, Filipino men. We have a great group, but it's just growing so quickly, and I think I will need to bring up something. They are very sporty, these young men, and they play basketball. I don't play basketball, but they play basketball very well. And I need to come up with something to what we have in common, just to stay together, just for men, and bring something what will join us and what will enable us to open themselves and to see God move in their lives.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And you have a unique perspective of coming into the church and experiencing what that's like, and then also now as a pastor and seeing the value of that as well. Maybe if you want to tell us just a little bit, some of the positive feedback, either from yourself being at a men's event or some of the men who were at one of the events, some of the positive feedback you got, like they said, this was really good because, it brought us together, or whatever it is. Maybe just give us a little bit of positive feedback from some of those events.
I must say that what has really strongly influenced me is that among other men, the atmosphere there was very friendly, and you could really feel that you can open up your heart, like yourself. Really, don't be afraid, because those who were responsible for the meeting, they were very honest, very open, and everybody there were just opening themselves with things which I believe they would not tell just in front of the like men-women congregation or in some other meetings, but this was particular for men, which of course we were not perfect, nobody of us there, and we wanted to just become better in all aspects of our lives. And I think that this calm but peaceful and safe environment which was created on that meetings allowed them to really open themselves in front of other, I must say, strange or foreign people, because some of them just saw themselves for the first time a day ago. But the atmosphere was so friendly and so safe that you just were able to share your hidden things, which other men could pray for healing, for restoration, uplifting and encouragement and other stuff, which would not be possible if there would be a female, I would say. Yes, it was really important that it was strictly men thing. And I think that something like this I was able to create during our meeting in Czech Republic when we had that trip together, where just they felt this connection between us. And once somebody's really sharing from their past, from their testimony, things, and they also were persuaded that it is okay to say things or to share things which you may feel embarrassed for or you are not proud of, but this environment is really safe, and how to say that it just stay there, that it will not go any further for them or against them. It is just for that moment, and also for this for this trip, and what was able to that they were able to attend. And I think this emotion what they had, I think that's why they remember so well, because they were able to really dig in deep in their hearts, and this is what stays with them, I think.
Yeah, that's good. Creating that environment where men can express themselves is so important. So that's some of the benefits, and you've mentioned already some of the challenges that you face currently, and different interests with different people, different things. So maybe you can kind of combine these next two questions together. So what's been some of the biggest challenges? And then in light of those challenges, what plans do you have for the future of men's ministry in your church and in the Czech Republic?
Mm-hmm. For us right now here in Prague, is the main challenge is that we used to be kind of a smaller, I would say, congregation, international, but right now our Filipino group is growing fairly strongly, which I'm really happy for. And we have started the second service every other Sunday for them, just for the Filipino group. And I think the biggest challenge is just to be able, for me as a Czech, to be able to minister them to a different culture, different language. My English is not my native language, neither theirs. So it will be a big challenge. What I see, and I am still, kind of waiting on the Lord. What is the right thing, just for men to how to minister to them, because some of there are Christian men who just came from the Philippines to Czech Republic for work, and some are not Christian, or they may be other denomination people, and it must be something that I will be able somehow to minister to them really on a level of this like a almost like an individual, but I must say very unique way. Yes, it's it's for me very hard to imagine their life situation, because their families are far away on the other side of the globe, and they are here. For me, it is a home country. For them, it is a foreign country. So I'm still looking for a way what is the best way to, and what is the right thing. If this trip would be good for them, I'm more than willing to do it with them and just spend some time. It can be only like an English speaking thing. That's absolutely fine. Another challenge here is that their work schedules is varying, because they work all over different places, and they work all week long, not just Monday to Friday. Somebody works during the weekend too, and just it will be quite a challenge also to find some proper time span when most of them will be able to join. And another thing is that there are the transportation, because only one man out of the group can drive. They probably all can drive, but it's has this European license here that it will be okay for them to drive. And so there are things what needs to be put together, so we'll be able to start something. And because I have a couple here from Philippines who are just requested for a local license, so it will be a great thing also to teach this young man also to become a leader in front of the other men, and maybe they can then talk to each other also in their native language, and somehow, or maybe he can teach me some specific, I don't want to say traditional things, but just something what I am not aware of, because it's a totally different culture, and what can be easy or straightforward for me can be completely not understood by them. So these are some challenges for us which we will face in following days or weeks. But because this group is really growing pretty fast, our government and Filipino government, they open up themselves. They put some contracts together to make it easier for the workers to come here, and so there are a lot of great Filipino men coming to Prague, to Czech Republic, to work, and we want just to be there for them in the best way we can. So
that's good. So talking about those different cultures, talking about how those the challenges that we face with the different cultures, but it sounds like you're making progress. Can you maybe, just as we wrap up here, can you maybe, it doesn't even have to be an event, but can you maybe just tell us some ways that you have found successful to connect with men in your current context of different cultures, growing quickly, not a huge church, just maybe a few, 1, 2, or 3 things real quick that you found successful?
Yeah, I think the result of this quickly growing Filipino congregation is not even my work. It's these Filipinos who are faithful to the local church. They present our events or their focused services on social media. They have special groups which are just closely connected to the Filipinos in Czech Republic. They are frequently posting their information about the Filipino services, about some special events when they are going out for playing basketball or other stuff, and because they meet also on different levels of at work or at the houses of somebody, they are able to connect to quite a wide range of people from the Philippines, I must say. Other cultures, we used to have some men from Africa as well, but it's very different culture, and I must say, unfortunately, we were not able to connect with them on a different way than just they were coming to the Sunday service. Which was good, but for this specific events we were planning on different day than just Sunday was they were not either able to go or just this was not for them. They didn't feel like this what we have planned it's not the right thing for them, so probably like this.
Wow. Yeah. That's incredible. It's great to hear all the wonderful things that are happening in the Prague. So
Yeah, amen.
So I guess it's Prague. It's the Czech Republic, right?
Yes.
You don't say the Prague.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned we'll wrap things up here pretty soon, but you mentioned rejecting as one of the themes that you were talking about, or maybe you heard talked about, or you were talking about with your men. You mentioned the theme of rejecting passivity.
Yes.
So, would you mind? Can you remember what that was? That sounds really interesting. Maybe you could just leave us with a little bit of a understanding of what that was exactly.
It
Or
was.
has it been too long?
It's been a while. But the main scripture, just really briefly, was from Genesis when Adam and Eve were there by the tree, and Adam stay passive in a way that of not saying just don't do anything with the apple. He just stays silent or passive, I must say, and that was one of the key verse which showed us that it is important not to stay passive, just stay strong on the principles you believe for, you live for, and you are yourself just for. And this was one of the thing I think very important. Just very briefly.
Yeah, I mean that's very interesting. I mean, I'll open this up to everybody here. What do you think? Why is the temptation for men, especially, to be passive? Why do you guys think that is? I don't know. Does anybody have any thoughts on that? Because it does seem to be an issue from the beginning.
I don't want to say anything. I just want to stay passive on it. I think it's easy. It's just easier sometimes. Sometimes we just don't feel like putting up a fight. And, sometimes even, I mean, in that specific instance, it's with his wife. So sometimes, we're passive to the point where we can it goes beyond just letting our wife have her way, but it led into sin in that instance. So it's knowing where to draw the line of keeping the family, keeping things happy, but saying, no, this is the line we're not going to cross.
Well, that's true. I mean, it's in a man's nature. It's in a man's responsibility, to kind of fight off the evil beast, right? And so maybe it's a deal where, hey, if I don't see it as a massive problem, I'm just not going to roll up my sleeves and get to work. So maybe I guess it would come down to being able to determine whether or not it's a problem worth fighting for, huh? Hey, we'll save that for the next episode.
Let's do it.
Brother Zumar, thank you so much for taking time to be with us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, and it was so very encouraging to hear what's going on in Prague. And yeah, just everybody's working together in Europe, and our men's ministries and our men's groups, they're getting stronger. God's with us, and we know that He's called us to the kingdom for such a time as this. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for viewing this episode of Sessions. And we invite you to tune in next month for another session that we'll be having. But definitely keep, like I said, keep on your calendar our next Ironman event. And that'll be really cool. We'll be introducing the men's ministries of Greece and some men's ministries in England. And then also, Brother Zumar, you can bring some of those men that we talked about today. You can have them on the meeting with you, and whatever you guys want to do. If you just want to, talk a little bit about how your group's growing, you can introduce some of the men, or whatever you want to do. But the idea is basically just to get a snapshot of the actual men's ministries that we have in Europe. So, all right, thank you again, guys. Until next time, we'll talk to you later. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.